All right. Let's see what details I missed. Get over and follow Cosmic Wonder. Tell him Tyrone Magnus sent you. All right, Wonder, what you got for us, man?
Is that Bucky?
That's not good.
What is going on, everybody?
They should have gave him his mask back.
We just got the trailer for the Thunderbolts, and for a teaser
with the
trailer,
dark
it
eyes.
is quite long. I did really think that this trailer looks really good, but go ahead, let me know your initial thoughts about it. Did you think it looked good? Do you not like it? Are you interested?
Well, he thought it was good. I didn't. Captain America 4's teaser trailer, I thought was great. This one I didn't. So, it is what it is. I didn't think that Transformers 1 trailer was good, but I ended up liking it. So we're just going to have to see with this movie. It is what it is.
If you weren't interested before, are you interested now?
No.
All of your thoughts about the trailer in the comments down below. Now, this does seem to
I'm actually less interested now.
be pretty similar to the trailer that was shown at D23 and that was leaked. But now that it is officially out, there's a lot that we can clearly...
Saw people commenting, how many times we going to see the damn heroes in the elevator? They were going off. Elevators, yeah, they use that a lot, but we don't know if it'll, I guess, I only saw the trailer once, I didn't watch it again, so I don't know if it's going to be a jokey scene in the elevator or not.
We see and a lot to break down, so let's not waste any time.
A lot to break down.
We open with a scene of Yelena Belova, the sister of Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Her parents were Alexei Shostakov, aka the Red Guardian, and Melina Vostokov, with her sister being Natasha Romanoff. Now,
and I saw people going through talking about, oh, I love this character and this character, this and this character, that. So I'll go through and tell you how I feel about these characters. Her, she's okay to me. Like Black Widow much more. I actually love Black Widow. So we'll see. On to the next.
These weren't her biological parents, and Natasha isn't her biological sister. But when Alexei and Melina...
Red Guardian seems like an absolute cosplay bum to me. I do not understand why we're getting this version of him. I figured they would have tightened him up, made him more of a more serious hero. It's like we're getting Fat Thor in another movie. It's like we only needed him for Endgame, and a lot of people were mad that he was in Endgame. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's that doesn't work for me.
Worked for the former Soviet Union. They were undercover in Ohio, where they infiltrated and destroyed the Hydra-occupied North Institute within S.H.I.E.L.D. He was assigned Melina Vostokov to pose as an American family, and his two surrogate...
I need to get Scarlo that Black Widow outfit right there.
Daughters were Natasha and Yelena, so they're not an actual biological family, but through all of the events that we saw throughout Black Widow, we saw them actually become a family. That's why she refers to Alexei as dad in this trailer, and that's why her and Natasha refer to each other as sisters. So she arrives to the...
You know what this trailer felt like to me, though? It gave me a similar feeling to what the first Suicide Squad trailer gave me. And we know how that movie turned out. And I was amazed at how many people really liked that trailer and thought it was going to be such a phenomenal movie. And we saw what happened with that. So, we'll see. I was right with that. We shall see.
Apartment complex of Alexei Shostakov. She knocks on the door and he says, I click leave on porch, but she knocks again and he says, your subordinates will be reported to DoorDash HQ. Those who have DoorDash will instantly know what he is talking about. When you get food delivered to your house from DoorDash, there's an option to click hand to you in person or leave on the front porch. And for those of us who really don't want to talk to anybody, he's basically doing what we would do, saying, hey, I clicked leave on porch, you're still knocking. That's not what I said.
Speaking of DoorDash, I could never have food delivered to me that you're supposed to eat hot. Like, for example, one thing that notoriously I never could understand how people take home and then eat is Taco Bell. By the time you get home, if you get anything with a crunchy shell, that rhymes like to play at the game bars, it will be soggy. How and why do you do it? Do you like soggy tacos? Maybe you like soggy tacos. I don't. But anything though, like McDonald's or Burger King, I gotta sit there and eat. I usually sit in my car and eat it, or I'll eat on the way home. Yeah, but I just certain foods. Like I guess I don't know, Chipotle's fine for that, depending on what you get. Certain foods are okay for that. And even depending on how close Burger King or McDonald's is to you, or Wendy's or whatever, you get some DoorDash and it's like, by the time it gets here, it's still going to be hot. You know what I mean? That's fine. But like, I still don't understand the crispy taco, take home and then eat. Man, that stuff is soggy. I tried it once in my life when I was younger and I was like, oh, I'll never do this again. Sorry for the rant on DoorDash.
I'm going to report you to DoorDash HQ. And this whole entire scene here in the beginning is pretty much meant to show us that Alexei Shostakov, who was the Red Guardian, is pretty much a normal person now.
I really was hoping. I was like, I hope they show us the pinnacle of what he could be. And I'm just like, God, they're going with the dumb fat guy stuff again.
Yelena says, Alexei, it's me, open up, and he realizes that it's her, not DoorDash. He turns off the TV and tries to tidy up just a little bit before he lets Yelena in. He even brushes his teeth with soap and his finger. He's been through much worse than that, but he eventually opens the door, and he's not really doing much in life, it seems, but he wants his daughter, Yelena, to think that he's not a total loser, so he lies and says he was on an important call, and he has lots of irons in the fire, meaning that he's got a lot of different things going on right now. But he realizes Yelena is not simply there just to visit. She asks if he feels fulfilled, and he says, yeah, so full, so filled, little play on words there, I love it. And it's interesting because he clearly is lying. It doesn't seem like he's doing much killing anymore or much work as who he loved, his character, the Red Guardian. And that's who he was in Russia. He was the first Russian super soldier. And that is what he truly loved. So there's no way whatever he's doing right now is fulfilling him, at least not as much as what he used to do. And throughout this trailer, we see that Yelena is still doing contract work, bad work, but that's what she has to do to survive after the events of Black Widow in the Red Room. But obviously she's not very happy and not fulfilled. And in the next scene, she even says there's something...
She don't have to do it. She could have turned to a life of goodness.
Something wrong with me. I feel an emptiness and I don't have a purpose. And they do show us what seems to be her blowing up a building. And she says, I thought throwing myself into work was the answer. And while she's doing this, we do see some of the other members of the Thunderbolts, like Bucky and U.S. Agent John Walker from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, who for a very brief moment in time was the new Captain America. And what they're doing with this scene is they're showing us that Bucky and U.S. Agent John Walker, they're not feeling very fulfilled either. And what I believe they're trying to set up here is that the emptiness that they're all feeling is being a part of a team. John Walker was really excited to be the new Captain America. Bucky has been a part of the Avengers. He's used to being a part of the team, especially being with Steve Rogers. Yelena is used to working with the Black Widows, and of course her sister Natasha Romanoff and her family. So I think it's all just really setting it up for them to be a part of the official Thunderbolts team. And by the way,
she set that explosion.
The Thunderbolts.
That nonchalant way she turned around.
Name now, and a lot of people think that this could be because they go on to be a part of the new Avengers team. The insider My Time to Shine Hello has reported that, but at this point in time it is just a rumor. Of course, it's not confirmed yet. It probably won't be confirmed until either the end of this movie or in the actual next Avengers film, Avengers Doomsday. But we did also learn from Sebastian Stan, the actor who plays Bucky, aka the Winter Soldier, that Bucky is going to be the leader of the Thunderbolts team. So given Bucky's connection to the Avengers, it would make sense that his new team, the Thunderbolts, would get involved in Avengers Doomsday. So that very well could be what that asterisk is for. They're the Thunderbolts team now, but will eventually go on to be a part of the new Avengers. So when Yelena says that she's drifting and she doesn't have a purpose, we see Bucky, who is a congressman now, and he clearly doesn't look too fulfilled as well. And then we see U.S. Agent John Walker reading an article about himself. The article reads, Fall of a Hero, the John Walker Story. Few have fallen further from grace than the putative heir to the mantle of Captain America, John Walker. Not long ago, Walker was thrust into the public consciousness with all the fanfare Washington could muster. The story of what went wrong starts long before his unveiling just a few short years ago. While no one could doubt that the boots of Steve Rogers were big ones to fill by any man's standards, Walker did seem to fit the bill. A decorated combat veteran from the Army Reserve, and that's all that it shows of the article. But what he's doing here is essentially realizing that he's fallen pretty far. He was a part of the government still. He was the new Captain America.
It didn't even look like the new Captain America. He just looked like a guy in a cosplay outfit trying to play Captain America. Why'd they make him look so hokey? I don't understand that.
America, but that was stripped from him in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So he's definitely longing for something else as well. And the last time that we saw him, he was getting recruited by Valentine.
Like he actually, him in his suit, he looks like he belongs in The Boys. You know what I mean?
Allegra de Fontaine, who
Like
was
a
supposed
parody.
to be
It looks
in
like a
charge
parody.
of the Thunderbolts
I don't
team,
get it.
and the one responsible for bringing them together in this film. In
not
fact,
working
based off
for
of
me.
what we know,
Both
she
outfits
named
didn't
the team
work.
the Thunderbolts. It has nothing to do with Thunderbolt Ross, but it's a name that she chose. However, that is just a rumor at this point in time that is not officially confirmed. So they basically catch you up with 4 of the main Thunderbolts early on in this trailer. Red Guardian is not doing too much. Yelena is doing contract work. Bucky is a congressman and U.S. agent as we go.
So let's get this ragtag team together.
For Allegra, and that's why he doesn't feel that satisfied anymore, because now he's essentially killing people just to make ends meet and support his family. As we see in the scene that shows him, he does have a child, and obviously since he was Captain America, he hates doing the shitty work that he's doing. Then we see Yelena go into a building where then she is confronted by John Walker, who starts to shoot at her. She blocks it all with a steel briefcase. We get some really cool action scenes here, and then Taskmaster comes to the aid of Yelena. Now, in Black Widow, we learned that Taskmaster was actually Dreykov's daughter, Antonia Dreykov, and Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff, and Yelena saved her and the Black Widows at the end of Black Widow. So Taskmaster knows who Yelena is, and that's why she comes to her aid in this scene right here. She has a really cool new look, she has a really cool new bow, and remember, she can mimic basically anybody that she fights. So she is a very worthy opponent. And then we see Ghost come into the picture. We were introduced to Ghost in Ant-Man and the Wasp. She has an upgraded look as well, and clearly she is still alive, and she can still phase in and out, seemingly at just her control now. Whereas at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, it seemed like she was going to die and really didn't have too much control over the phasing anymore. But now she really uses it to her advantage. Even when Yelena throws a knife at her, she phases through the knife and then catches it on the other side. We have a really cool scene where she actually runs through John Walker, starts fighting Taskmaster. Yelena throws a knife at her, she phases through, catches it, then throws it at Taskmaster, who blocks it with her shield. It bounces off. John Walker catches it and then tries to stab Yelena with it. Really cool action scene. I hope this is how most of the movie is, but the fight is interrupted by a random person, Bob. And this is Bob Reynolds, aka Sentry. And we're going to talk more about Marvel Superman in just a bit.
Where's the blonde hair?
Almost seeming like he's really...
Guess he's gonna get blonde hair when he
especially
transforms.
what he's wearing. Everyone points their guns at him. He puts his hands up, says, "Oh no." He says he's Bob. Yelena says, "Who sent you, Bob?" Telling us that each one of these other members was sent here on purpose. And Bob says, Nobody sent him. And he's confused. He says, "Were you all sent here?" And as he says that, all of the doors around them all start to close. The lights go off, and then a timer from 1 minute starts counting down. It then becomes very clear to Yelena that everybody in that room, with the exception of Bob, who is the strongest one, but again, we're close to getting to that part, she starts to say, everybody here's done terrible things, contract kills, robbing government labs, somebody wants us gone. Basically implying that wherever they're at right now, the reason they were sent there was a big setup to kill them all. We see basically a government contract SWAT team come in, all the lights go off, and whoever sent them does seemingly want them dead. Now, I do believe I know why they are there, and it has to do with Bob, who is Sentry in the comics. But one scene that they show us is really, really interesting, where we see Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. She is seemingly at some type of event or gala. We can see posters in the background say Battle of New York. And in a glass case in the middle of the staircase seems to be Loki's staff that he used in the very first Avengers film. And it does seem like there are other artifacts encased in glass all around. In the middle there is a large object that kind of looks like a rock, but I believe this could be a tooth from the Chitauri Leviathan from the very first Avengers film. So it does also seem like there's going to be a lot of connections and some really cool Easter eggs in this movie. Now, we do see one scene where it seems like Bob is outside of a building and he has a lot of guns pointed at him, and it seems like they all open fire on him as we see a bunch of bullets hit the ground. But here's the deal about Bob. He is the Marvel character Sentry, who some people refer to as the Superman of Marvel. He got his powers, the power of 1 million
Him or
exploding
Hyperion.
suns, from a serum that was derived from the Super Soldier Serum. However, the serum that he got was supposed to be 100,000 times stronger than Captain America's serum. So you can imagine how strong he is. In fact, we see a scene in the trailer which seems to take place after he
Looks
shot
like he
at
might be
because we
in
see
shape
him
under
just
that.
standing there, and his shirt has a bunch of bullet holes in it, but he is just absolutely fine. So I believe all of these people open fire on him, and he's fine. Like, he's just chilling. It barely even scratched him. And I have a theory about why all of the Thunderbolts were sent to that specific building that he was in. It seems like there really are only two options for what could be happening here. The first is that all of these people were sent there to try and kill Sentry, and while they were there, whoever sent them there, possibly Valentina, could also kill them as well. Sentry might be a project that's gone wrong. Valentina could have been the one doing that project, so she wants Sentry gone so she doesn't have to answer for him so he doesn't get loose. And she thought, oh hey, I'll send all of these people who have been kind of working for me, and since they've done some bad stuff, I'll get rid of them as well. They'll kill Sentry and then they'll kind of kill each other, and whoever's left, I'll kill them. That is most likely what is happening, but another option is that Valentina might actually want Sentry. She might not be responsible for making him, but she could want him. So she sent all of these people, Yelena, US Agent John Walker, Ghost, and Taskmaster, to break him out. And simply the people who were shooting at them and trying to kill them are the people who were guarding Sentry. It's most likely one of those two options. Let me know which one you think it is in the comments down below. Now, there is one scene in here where there is sort of a pennant or a silver logo that somebody is picking up. This is the belt buckle for Sentry, and it looks really, really awesome, but this does show us that at some point in time, Sentry is going to be wearing a full, mostly comic accurate suit. Now, what Valentina says is pretty important. She says, we're brought up with this belief.
When I first saw it, I was looking at it from the side, so I didn't notice that. Maybe it was connected, I would have noticed.
That there are good guys and there are bad guys. But eventually you come to realize that there are bad guys and there are worse guys. And she is implying that she is one of those worse guys and that her team are part of those worse guys as well, but also that there are worse guys out there in the world. And this might be how she assembles the team, by convincing them, hey, I'm bad, you're all...
Yo, he looks so stupid. Yo. Look at them what big old white boots. He looks so stupid. Like everybody else, except for U.S. Agent. Like those two. Everybody else looks halfway decent, but good Lord, man. He looks like damn Timu Captain America. Good Lord.
Bad, but right now we have a really big threat that you all need to come together to take down. And when she's saying this, we see the words on the screen that say, careful who you assemble, because they are being assembled as a team, the Thunderbolts. And I think what this is hinting at is that Valentina has assembled this team, but these people aren't exactly going to like her, so they're going to
like their hair better in Black Widow.
Turn on her at some point in time. However, I do believe she has something up her sleeve that's going to keep her
that was
from
much
dying
better
or
look.
keep them
much
from
better.
killing her. Remember, she's insanely smart and insanely well connected. Now, when she's saying all this, we see kind of a montage of a bunch of different scenes of the Thunderbolts doing different things, and this is where Red Guardian and Bucky get involved. And we see Yelena holding a vial where she says this could get messy. I'm assuming that she's looking at the serum that was given to Sentry, or at least a prototype or a sample of the serums that they've been messing with. And this is most likely how Red Guardian and Bucky get involved. Bucky does not want any more experimentations with the Captain America Super Soldier Serum. Red Guardian has the serum, so that's enough for him to get involved. Plus, Yelena, he obviously loves and cares about her and wants to help her. And we get this really awesome scene at the end with Alexei driving, where he says, "Oh, don't worry, my car is bulletproof," as a big convoy is shooting at him with a big gun. It breaks through the glass, but John Walker is protecting them with his shield, which is seemingly vibranium now, or maybe even adamantium, which is going to be introduced in Captain America Brave New World, but his shield is blocking the bullets no problem. We get a little glimpse into Red Guardian's humor again, where he says it's bulletproof-ish, but then U.S. Agent John Walker recognizes Bucky. Now remember, he knows all about Steve Rogers' Captain America and his #1 guy, Bucky.
Bucky does not look as badass in this as he did in The Winter Soldier. And you know what? Bucky never looked as badass or more badass than he looked in The Winter Soldier. I'm trying to think of everything else I've seen him in. No. Yeah, he was menacing in The Winter Soldier.
Instantly recognizes him. Plus, everybody
They gave him that whole Tom Cruise thing. Did the endo on the bike and everything. They got that from what was it, Mission Impossible 2? Is that the one where he was on the bike?
Much knows who Bucky is in The Winter Soldier. Yelena, knowing who he is,
John
says,
Woo
well, this is
and
not
Tom Cruise.
Good. Now, in the scene, they make it look like Bucky is about to shoot that magnetic bomb that goes under the cars and sticks to it and blows up at them. And he totally could be, but he also could be doing this to the convoy that's chasing them. But my theory about this is since they are so shocked to see him, this is obviously their first interaction with him, Bucky probably thinks that this team is up to no good, trying to do something with the super soldier serum, so he's trying to stop it. However, once they confront him, they explain what's going on, and he gets aboard their team, because he realizes that they are probably trying to stop whatever bad things are happening with Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Then, of course, in the trailer, we get this classic scene with the Thunderbolts all together in one frame, going up the elevator, but then assembling in Valentina's office, which is ginormous. And she says, "Look at you, so adorable." However, when she says there are worse guys, the camera does pan to them in the elevator, implying that they are the worst. And she is using them to do her bidding. So overall, I think this trailer looked really fantastic, and overall the movie looks like it's going to be really, really good. Fingers crossed it is. I'm definitely interested in all of the characters in this movie, but go ahead, let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below.
Hey, I hope all of you guys in Wonder are right, because I want to like all the movies that I go see. I don't know about you. I don't like spending money on stuff that I don't like. So,
does it look good? Are you excited about the film or not?
It don't look good to me. It looks like a big old piece of trash. But we'll just have to see. A trailer's a trailer.
Let us know in the comments down below, and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the Thunderbolts and all things with the MCU. You can also find us on Apple Podcasts.
Alrighty there, Wonder. Thank you very much for your expertise and knowledge on Marvel. Hopefully this turns out to be a great movie. Oh, man. Bad teaser for this. Great teaser for Captain America. Foe. In my opinion, which I'm allowed to have. 10 million subscribers.